Hi, today I want to show you another mini album that I made. I made this for my art instructor. So I just want you to know that it takes a lot of guts to make something for your art instructor. Used my cinch, which I am totally in love with the We Are Memory Keepers cinch. Yeah, best friend, buddy, chum, pal with me now. And I got a little creative. I did only 3 and 3. This is a 4x4 album. So this is not a photo album. My art instructor is a painter by trade. That's what she does for a living. And so she teaches people how to paint as well as her own artwork, which is found in many art galleries. I didn't ask her permission to mention her work here, but I will, and if she says yes, I'll post a link to her website. Well, I wanted to make her a little book that she could use to sketch in. So she could either watercolor in this book or she could sketch. I've included high quality watercolor paper that I bought from the art store, and I cut it down to 4x4. But I also added my own kind of artwork throughout the book. So here, the first page of the book, I used a Dreamweaver template and some dimensional paste after I used pastels to color the image through the template. And then I used the translucent paste over the pasteled image, and that's what this effect looks like. And so I really enjoyed that. To me, artists are a lot like hummingbirds in that you observe them in awe, but you're not really sure how they work. And so that's the way I view artists. And then on the next page, I decided to stamp one of my favorite stamps. So I just took a bunch of background colors and put them down, and then I sprayed them with glimmer mist instead of water. So the glimmer mist still bleeds the colors the way I wanted them to bleed, but it also adds some shimmer to the page. And then I stamped my favorite stamp there, which says, "Art washes away from the soul the dust of everyday life." And that is a quote from Picasso. And then a lot of pages just have the paper from Graphic 45 because I find the paper is very appropriate for this little art journal. And then here there's a double, well, I guess you would call this in the art world a double place for her to paint. So this is watercolor paper, very high quality artist watercolor paper, that she can paint a spread on that goes from left side to right side. So that could be a full spread that she paints. And then there's a half spread here, again watercolor paper. And then another image from the Graphic 45 paper. And then I love the tags, but I didn't take it out, I just put it down, the whole thing. And then another half page spread. Again, a half page, I'm sorry. No, there's a full spread, so she can paint a picture that goes all the way across. And then there's a half spread. And then here, I use my Tim Holtz Alterations die to cut into the paper just to give it a kind of a funky edge. And then I added little pearls to give her some jewelry. And then again, there's a... Now this one is actually, I think this is Tim Holtz too, but this paper looks very old and it's designed for journaling. So these are lines on this one so that she can journal. So maybe whatever she draws over here, she's going to write a little story about it over here, or maybe what her goal was or what she was thinking about when she did it. I should have put more journaling in here, but in any event, I will let her know that if she wants, she could paint up at the top section and write underneath the painting, the watercolor painting that she does. She could journal underneath. So if she used 2/3 for coloring, she could use 1/3 for journaling. Or like in this case, there's a couple of places in the little mini book where I've actually opened up a pocket. So I didn't want to put tags because I didn't want to cover these images, but there are pockets here and there, and so she could actually put notes that she writes in those pockets. And some Prima flowers. And then on this one, I don't know why, but I actually took a glitter pen and I glittered up her necklace so that it sparkles, and then I put a pearl at the end, so kind of add some dimension to her jewelry. And in here I put a little glitter in her eyes so that they sparkle. And another half-page spread. Another half-page spread, and then over here I love this. I don't know why, I just love this face. This is one of the papers. Sometimes graphic 45 really speaks for itself. So this particular image is laying on some antique lace. And this is actually the first painting that she taught me. We had a private lesson before I went to her class, and she taught me how to do this. And so I decided to give her that memory of that day. And I ended up making a card out of a smaller version of this that's posted on Split Coast Stampers if you want to see it. Another half-page spread. Again, half page, and then another journaling page. It's all lines, so that's a good page to write what you're thinking. And then half page spread. And again, I used the Tim Holtz die on the watercolor paper this time. So she could color here, and then if she used a white gel pen, she could write over here. So I was going to give her a white gel pen. I like to write with white gel pen on black and on reds, so I was going to share that idea with her. This was a lot of fun. Let me tell you what happened here. Here I took the picture, which I really loved, off of the graphic 45 paper, and then I put it down on the black. But note that the medallion stamp is right here, and what I did was I stamped the medallion in glue ink. So you can buy ink pads that are glue, and then I put gold leafing on it. And actually this leafing paper is gold, silver, and copper. And I don't know if you noticed, the edge of the book has been edged in copper gold leaf pen. I don't know what you call it, copper leafing pen. So I thought that the little pieces of copper really went well, and I kind of fell in love with this technique. So you know I'm going to make a card with this idea, but it's awesome. And the way it blended with the image I thought was really cool. And then I loved it so much I did it again with more of the medallion showing. And then there's a half-page spread. Another half-page spread. And then here I did something similar that I think I did a video on, I had done a card like this where I had taken a class with Jennifer McGuire. She taught me how to use the Tim Holtz inks with water. And again, I replaced the water with glimmer mist so that it doesn't just bleed the inks, which is the point of the misting on the stamp, but it also creates a shimmer. And on top of that, I actually put a little bit of glitter pen on the stems to make it even more kind of sparkly. And there's a Stampin' Up! Background stamp, and I did some sponging around the edges. Here is the same technique, but with different colors and a lighter background and a darker main image. So you see the background stamp of the script was really dark here, and the image was more fuzzy. This is the opposite, so the background stamp was done really lightly and the image was done darker. And I love the way they turned out. So it's like my little art contribution. And then there's another half-page spread for her to watercolor on. Another half-page. All of these papers are watercolor, so she can watercolor on them. And then here's just a piece of the paper, but I put a flower in the middle. And then here, this is something that I had bought at the craft fair. This is actually a felt sticker. It's branches. I love it so much. And on the back, she could put her own thing here. And I like to imagine that this book one day will end up in a museum. It'll be showcasing her artwork, not mine, but at least I had a part in it. So that's what I'm hoping. I hope that after she gets this and she finishes it, you know, like filling all the watercolor paper in, that she'll take pictures for me, or she'll show me how it turns out with her real artwork in there. Anyway, this is a Christmas gift for my art instructor. I hope you enjoyed it.